All right, hello and welcome to Europa Universalis 4. This genre is a grand strategy game. To give you the difference between this and maybe an RTS game, RTS, real time strategy, is going to be, you can do like you can make decisions like I do, which is like grab a clump of soldiers and move them this way, grab a clump of villagers, move them that way. But you can micromanage. You can move each individual soldier however you want, and you can do like your RTS kind of mind will allow you to do more micro strategizing if you want. And people who are good at that can be really, really good at RTS games. Grand strategy is like there's so much more involved. You're dealing with religion, you're dealing with culture, you're dealing with military, economy, trade. There's so much stuff. I played this game for 1,500 hours, and there are still things I do not fully understand about it. So this is a really intense game, but because of that, you're macro strategizing everything. Everything is a macro strategy. You don't micros, you don't move one soldier here or there. You move 1,000 soldiers minimum at a time, and you just click and tell them to go to another province. So we're going to jump in. This is one of my favorite games because you start in the year 1444. It is a very historically accurate game. So as far as as far as possible, it will try and follow history. You have to really push it out. So, for example, my heritage is, before American, is Dutch. My grandparents came from the Netherlands, which is these provinces over here. And, if you look, this is Holland. The Holland, right now in 1444, they're part of the princedoms of the Holy Roman Empire. And so you've got Holland and you've got Friesland. And Friesland was the section of Netherlands that my grandparents were from. So I like to play Friesland, but because it wants to follow history, it's a very hard country to play as because eventually Castile joins with Aragon and becomes Spain, and then Spain eventually comes and attacks these princedoms and owns them for years and years and years until the Protestant Reformation, and then these provinces revolt against Spain as Protestant countries, and the Netherlands is born as a Protestant country. So it is very difficult. Like if you play as Friesland to counter this whole history, you immediately have to make allies with really powerful people because you are just not strong enough to stand up to Spain. And so we're not going to play as Friesland today. We're going to play as one of these recommended countries, but literally you can play as anyone you want. You can play as Novgorod and form Russia. You can play as India. I mean, not India, but one of the Indian provinces. And you can play as the Bahmanis, I can't pronounce it right, and eventually take over and unite India. You can play as the Ming Dynasty and try and create China. There's actually a whole mini game within that as far as the emperor and that stuff goes. You can play as Austria or one of the princedoms and get into the politics of trying to become the next Holy Roman Empire. And if you are doing well, you can actually unite them and become a Holy Roman Empire again. That's really tough. I've tried it so many times. It is very difficult. The easier ones are like England, taking Scotland and the Irish princedoms here and turning it into the UK, or turning Castile into Spain. Those are easier ones. You can come over here and play as the Native Americans, but watch out because their research is slow, and boy, those Europeans show up and they will take you out. Same with Africa too, or anything else. But we're going to start with the easiest country to play in EU4, which is the Ottomans, because they are on the rise. They're very powerful, and they are going to be the ones that we're going to play. So let's jump right in. Okay, so this is not an EU4 tutorial, because if it was, it would literally take, I think the smallest one I've seen is like an hour and a half, something like that. So we're not going to get into everything. I'm going to teach you some of the basics. So I'll teach you the military, the culture, the religious, and maybe a little bit of the economy and how to build it up. But that's pretty much it. That's all I think I'll be able to cover, and it's going to be really quick. This will just give you a hint of an idea on how a grand strategy game plays. So the first thing we're going to look at is we've got this Ottoman Empire. They just finished, in 1444, they just finished conquering Bulgaria and Greece, parts of Greece. And so now, great time to show you the religious overlay. We've got, Ottomans are Islam. They're Sunni specifically. If we zoom out, we can see we've got a very large Sunni population over here. There's a bit of some Shias over here, which is a different sect of Islam. And then over here in the West, we've got the two main Christianities going on, Orthodox and Catholic. Eventually, Protestantism will pop up, and then with Henry VIII showing up, Anglicanism and Reform and all sorts of stuff. It's very, very historically accurate. We also got Coptics here, which, if you're a religious nerd, is one of the older Christian religions. So because of this, let's go over here where we are. Because of this, we got Bulgaria and Greece who are still Orthodox. They're not very happy with the fact that that they're being ruled by the Sunnis. So we are going to have to eventually convert them. So that's the first thing that's coming on. Now, as far as the military goes, we've got this place here, Constantinople, and they've been holding out against us forever. And if we can take them down, we're going to discourage these other Christian nations from revolting. So it's really important for us to get Constantinople and to keep this religious uprising from going on. So we're going to go over here to diplomacy. And these flags are all showing things that need to be taken care of, but the red ones are really important. We're going to just pick 3 rivals. The first rival I'm going to pick is going to be Lithuania. And the reason basically is that they hate us already. They're really weak in Navy and in Army compared to us. And they already called us rivals, so we're going to call them rivals. So we're going to go here, Lithuania. They're going to be a rival. We're going to also pick Venice, because Venice has this issue with building trade fleets all around us and trying to undermine us at every turn. They also don't like us, and they're also much weaker than we are, although we have to be careful because they're really good at making friends, because they're kind of the heart, there's a couple hearts of Europe, so we got to be careful, because Europe, they're already pretty ticked off that we took some of their European nations, and they're very proud people, so we have to be very careful. Lithuania is just far enough east that they don't really care about them. So let's see, our third rival should not be someone who's too European. We could do the Timurids, but they're already pretty friendly with us, and they have our religion, and that makes them someone we kind of like. We could do the Malamutes. Those guys are definitely undermining us. They are our religion, yes, but they have called us rivals, and they think they are better than us. So I think we're going to choose them as our third rival. Okay, I was looking for Byzantium. They aren't there. So what we're going to do is we're going to declare war on them. Except we don't have a Cassia Belli. We don't have a reason. If you don't speak Latin, we don't have a reason to go to war with them. So what we need to do is create a reason. So we're going to open up all these different tabs. We got a couple different options. We're going to go here to covert options. We're going to build a spy network. We're going to find a reason to declare war on them. So we're going to do that. I'm going to unpause the game because we're going to, we're at slow speed, and that's okay. So the first way we're going to, I'm going to show you how to expand, is we're going to go to war, we're going to fight, we're going to take over the land. Okay, that's the first way. The second way will be a diplomatic way. All right, so this is a historical thing that's going on. We're going to go ahead and pick up this advisor, the Hungarian Catholic Urban. We got to remember that. Sheesh. I did not remember that when I tried this playthrough before. So We want Urban to join us. He is going to easily help us destroy the walls at Constantinople. This is going to be fantastic. Fantastic. Okay, so we're going to take these guys out by force. There's another group over here. This guy is Ramazan. They like us a lot. They have the same religion as us. And what is this? Support independence from Syria. What is going on here? All right, sure. We do that because, all right, this is the whole, we defeated the Christians at the Battle of Varna, so the die is cast. All right, we're power projecting, which is great, but now people are going to be pissed off at us. That's okay, that's okay. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to gently bring these guys into our fold. We're going to ally with them. And by doing that, that's raised their love for us. So now they're up to 73. And then what we're going to do is we're going to enter into a... No, they're going to enter into a royal marriage with us. Look at that. So that means... yeah, that's terrible. So now these guys are our allies, which is wonderful. We're going to try and vassalize them. But we need to first wait until we have a relationship of 190 with them. So I think it's a good idea to, it's a good idea for us to continue to build and improve our relationship with them. So we're going to do that. We're also going to proclaim their guarantee before we do that. So every time you send some sort of diplomatic thing to a nation, you have to wait a whole month before you can send it again. Otherwise, they're going to get annoyed and blah, blah, blah. So we're going to go ahead and proclaim their guarantee. We're going to do that so that no one declares war on them without dragging us into the war. And we do that because we don't want these guys, for example, taking our idea. So we're going to do that. What has happened? We lost our rival? What do we lose? Oh, of course, we lost Lithuania. You know why? Because Lithuania becomes a junior partner of Poland because they are doomed to become the Commonwealth. So we need to make Poland our enemy, or our rival. Sorry, our rival. Becoming a rival just basically means that you're going to have a permanent anger towards them. Ooh, not England. Poland we do have power against. They're going to be permanently angry at us, and we're going to have a bonus against them when attacking them. So normally when we attack, let's see, can we attack? No, we still need a Cassiodilla. So normally when you attack, you only have so many points at the end of the war, like say that we win, and you can only take so many territories. Now when it's a small one like Byzantium, we're going to be able to take both territories, no problem. But if we were going to go after, let's say, Hungary, we would only probably be able to take six or seven provinces because they're so big. What country is this? They're a Sunni country right over here. Do they like us? They do like us pretty good. We could have a royal marriage with them. That's fine. Okay, what we want to do is we really want to see, I'm checking to see if we can vassalize. These guys definitely do not want to be vassalized because we have one of their things. So we're going to look into declaring war with them too. So I'm going to go ahead, because there's no reason to declare war with them. We're going to also build a network of espionage for them as well. Excellent. All right. Fantastic. And then we got these little guys that we could probably go to war with too, but we really have to be careful, again, because they are allied with the Ragusa. As when we get further west, we got to be careful because they start to ally with other European nations. And we've got down here the Holy Roman Empire, which consists of, Austria, and 59 princes that will come to their aid, as well as 12 free cities. We also have the Empire of China. No, we don't. There's another one. We have that too. There's another one, which is the Catholic Church, controlled by the Pope here in Rome. The Pope, if he gets too angry at us, and actually, it might be a good idea to... Except we only have 3 diplomats, and we don't want to waste on that. If he gets too angry at us, he will declare a crusade against us, and that's no good, because any Catholic country, and let's take a look, boom, there's a lot of them, any Catholic country can choose to go to war with us during that crusade. And even though we have a very big army, we have 14,000 soldiers here, 16,000 here, and 14,000 here, which in 1444 is a lot. Even though we have a big army, it's not that big. And so it's not big enough to stand up to all of Europe. So we need to really be careful. So we're going to focus now on military. I'm going to click on this button here and kind of show you this number down here. We have 44 regiments out of 60. So we can get more regiments. I think we might want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and click on one of these soldiers, armies. These armies are going to be movable, but you can see here we have 10,000 soldiers, infantry, 4,000 cavalry. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hire a new cavalry just by clicking the plus here. I can also do it through this button over here by clicking it and then choosing a province to build from, or I can click on a province and click on this button here and choose that. A lot of different stuff. Okay. We're doing this because we really want to improve our army before going to war with Constantinople, because even though they're a tiny little country, if we went to war with them, they already have 2 allies. They have these guys here, Athens, and they have Who are they? Who are they? Are they these guys up here? They're these guys up here, these 2, this province right here. So already they're trying to build allies in the Christian world, which is going to be a problem for us. So we need to be careful. We also need to try and get this spy network up quickly because we want to take them out quickly. So we're trying to fabricate a claim. We're going to make up a claim, like Ottomans. We owned Constantinople from 2,000 years ago, so it belongs to us. So that's what they're doing. You can see up here that right now we're at 10. We need it to be 20. Okay, that's fine. So while we're waiting, we'll continue to bring in more soldiers. Let's do another regiment of cavalry. But because cavalry are expensive, for this army, I think we'll do 2 regiments of infantry. That way we have stronger, we have a backbone to our army kind of thing. While we're waiting let's go ahead and go here to some of our green flags. So first we'll go to our national decisions. We've got a couple choices that are not available because it's too early in the game. But we can do things like adopt the title of Khalifa. So I'm not just a king, I'm Khalifa, which will mean that I get a bonus in my prestige, which is really nice. So I'm going to do that. I'm also going to denounce sect practices, which basically says that with all the religions within my empire, they're not allowed to have their religions, their leaders, their religious leaders. This is going to, oops, I clicked too fast. Sorry guys. I'm going to do this one too. Basically, oh, right. Look at that. All right. Sorry, distracted. Never played Islam. Never played Ottomans before. And so this is a new thing. Anyway, I basically clicked a bunch of things, giving more power to the Sunnis, and that means that we click on this big button, we click on the religion, we see that these are all the religions that are not Sunni. Now, right now, because we were freshly took over the Orthodox provinces, they are really, really, really angry at us, which means there's no missionary that will be able to convert them, which is why these are all dotted. But we've got this lovely little Shiite country as province, and they are ready to be converted. So we're going to go ahead and I'm just turning on the autonomy so that my missionary can automatically go and convert. So he's going to go over here to Sivas and start converting them from Shia to Sunni. Fantastic. All right, so while we're waiting for our soldiers to get armed up and get our number up to 20, I'm going to tell you about the culture thing, because that's the other piece of this game is culture. You can see that our main culture is Turkish, but Greek and Bulgarian are so significant that we've created them as accepted cultures. That means that there's not really a tax discount by being Bulgarian or Greek, and there's not like they're not going to revolt because they're Bulgarian or Greek. Not now, at least in the next couple hundred years, if we don't convert them to Turkish. Then I think in the 1600s, they start to get really angry at us and will eventually try and revolt to create their own countries. You can see here this province here is Albanian, and this province here is Pontic. They are both cultures that are not accepted, which means they're already angry at us. They pay less. So if we go here to the Pontic one, we've got a level of 2, 2, 2. The total amount of tax we get from them is 0.22. If we go to another one that's identical but is Turkish and Sunni with 2, 2, 2, they're paying us 0.31. So they're paying us more taxes. So we need to get these guys converted as far as our culture goes, because they're not accepted. Also, they have increased unrest, and if we leave that unchecked for a long period of time, they might revolt as well. Don't want that. Okay, so that's culture. That's culture right there. There's so many other parts to it. We've got trade, so we got trade networks, and you can see the flows, inflows and outflows. It's incredible and complicated. This is the Holy Roman Empire, so you can see all of the Austria is ruling them as the emperor, but these green ones are princedoms, and the blue ones are free cities. These guys are electorates for the empire. Again, we got religion. I mean, obviously, the 1400s and 1500s is a perfect time for Islam and Christianity to kind of be at war with each other. But we also have Hinduism, Confucianism. If you're going, Tengri over there, if you go over to the American side, there's nothing there, but you got a lot of pagan religions. Same in Africa. So yeah, a lot of religious stuff. And then this is the states and territories, which we won't get into, but sort of gets tied into your economy. We're also, okay, let's talk about economy a little bit. We're almost ready. We're almost to 20. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so these countries are trying to claim, they're doing what we're doing. They're trying to claim lands that belong to them when they really belong to us. All right, so here's our money income thing. Right now we're earning $9.50, and we can increase that by doing a couple things. One, which I explained, there's two navies here. We've got the big navy, which is going to help us control the waters, as well as here already, as well as move our troops. The smaller navy, the 1 of 4, is light ships, which kind of act as trade protectors. So we're going to do that. We're going to protect our trade routes in Constantinople, because that is our main hub where we earn money. And yeah, we're going to do that. We can also build stuff, but right now I don't see the build button up here, but we could hypothetically build buildings that would help us make money. But right now we are low on tech and we don't have enough money, so we're not going to worry about that. Instead, we are now at 20. So what we're going to do is we're going to fabricate a claim. There we go. We're going to say Constantinople was meant to belong to the Ottomans. Boom. Now we're going to cancel our trade network, our spy network, so that we have a free one. And we're going to see if they have they gathered enough allies to scare us. No, still just the 2. All right, so we're ready to take Constantinople. So we're going to go ahead and declare war on them. Here we go. War is declared. Now they turn red on us. War is already breaking out in our ships. We're going to go ahead and send these guys here. Send them up there to stop them. And we're going to grab soldier. I'm sorry, I'm doing this fast. You can click on your armies and click on leaders. So we're gonna actually hire a leader for this guy, and we're gonna bring them down here to take out Athens, so we can access the rest of Byzantium. Excellent. Look at that. All right. So yeah, clearly we have the manpower to take out Byzantium. Looks like they're going to run. We're going to take this province, and then we're going to chase them. No one can stand our cannons. Oh, and there we go. Look at that. So, according to, we're following history, Urban helped us take out Constantinople's walls. So now they have a minus 10% chance of defending themselves, which means we have a great advantage there. These guys are busy fighting. You know what? We don't need Athens that quickly, and I really want these guys to get wiped out. You can see, it doesn't get bigger, does it? You can see this little bar over here. It's red, and then minus green. That is the morale. So in this military fighting part, if you have your morale as low, then it's much easier to rout the enemy and destroy them. So you got to make sure your morale stays high. Having a leader helps your morale. That's why I hired that one leader right before this guy went into battle. All right, fantastic. We're going to go ahead and have you go down here too. I don't actually think you need to come anymore. Go back to Athens. Actually, no, we need to take out Constantinople. Let's just get rid of it. It's going to be a long battle, and we're still far behind on taking it. So the way you can tell, this is kind of how the battle works. There's not a lot of micro, as you can tell, right? So what you do to decide this is a ticker that ticks off. And depending on how far ahead or behind you are, determines how fast the ticker fills up. So because we're about equal ground, this is about an average ticking. If you were fighting against Native Americans who don't actually have walls, the ticker would be like in 3 ticks. It would, fill up the circle. So in this time, when it fills up, we have a negative 14% chance that we're going to defeat Constantinople, which means we're definitely not going to. But then after the ticker fills, we're going to have something happen. So in this case, we had defenders desert. So that meant that 2 things happened. One, we got a +2 into our dice rolling all that different stuff, which means now we have a 0% chance. Yay, we're getting higher. And every round, it will always go up at least by 1. So, but then also the defenders deserted. So right now they only have 1,075 garrison left inside of there, and hopefully they'll continue to lose defenders. Now, because the wall is breached, if I want to, I can invade, but it will cost our soldiers a lot. Like, we will lose a lot doing that. But if we were worried, let's say that they had an army coming after us, that might be an option, is to invade into the breach, and there we go, another one. We got more defenders deserting. Now, next tick, we're going to have a 14% chance of winning. And you can see it out here in the grand strategy, so you don't have to sort of watch every tiny detail. So while we're doing that, we're going to send these guys down to Athena, to Athens, and we're going to try and take 2 birds with 1 stone. What I like to do, too, when I'm at war, because, they have allies as well, expel from... Oh, there's extreme practices in Bulgaria. Leave them be. Move towards legalism or mysticism. I don't know. The only time I've ever played Ottomans is so that I could free. So if I want to... If I want to, I can go here when I'm not at war, and I can release a subject. And so because I've been living in Bulgaria for so long, I release Bulgaria early as a subject, and then you can play as the subject. So I release them from the Ottoman rule, and I play as Bulgaria It takes a lot of work because you're released and you become a free nation, but with 0 armies. And like the first thing I want to do is kind of take Byzantium before the Ottomans do. That doesn't usually happen, and so in the end, I end up taking what is now, Romania, Wallachia, and then start pushing into Serbia and kind of building the Bulgarian Empire 2.0 or 3.0 because there were 2 of them before, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyway, so yeah, I've never played the Ottomans, so I don't know this mysticism and legalism thing, what's going on, but hopefully I'm making the right choice. I don't know. Anyway. Okay, so we are pretty good. Yeesh. He really wants stability. That is the Ottoman way. Okay, did I click? I didn't. So this is my ticker to show which way the battle, which way the war is winning. If I get this 100%, then I can call for a surrender, and they're going to give me anything that that I want, pretty much. And if it goes the opposite, it means I'm losing. I can also see stats like how many soldiers they have, how many ships they have, stuff like that. So, but what I like to do is right-click this. Okay, that's nice. Right-click this, and then I can see the red, which is all the enemy states that are against me in this war. So I can know that these 2 provinces are something I want to take, as well as these and this little peninsula. So I'm going to go ahead and wait for, 42%, maybe. It is done. Constantinople is ours. Constantinople is ours. All right, now we're going to go take the rest of the Byzantium land with that soldier. And with this one, we're going to slip past the Serbian countryside and get in there to take out Herzegovia. Prestige. Or what? Demand the despot's surrender. If, oh, no. No, we want to take them. So they were basically saying, hey, so this is an alternate universe, right? So instead of conquering them, like we're going to do, we could say, there's peace, we're going to give them peace, they're going to become our subjects, and they're going to be renamed from Byzantium because this is the old Holy Roman Empire. They're going to be renamed to something else. We don't want that. We want the territories. We want to follow history, for now, at least. Okay, so we're going to speed this up a little bit because our time is about done. You've got these yellow flags here. This is showing that we're being blockaded, which means we probably should send a big fleet here, over here, to get rid of this Athens fleet so that they do not blockade us anymore. Looks like he's going to run. That's okay. While he's running, what we'll do is we'll go pull in the port here because some of our ships were damaged in that fight, and we really want to protect ourselves. So let's do that. And then normally I always tend to choose this middle one, which helps protect merchant fleets. But since we're, the Ottomans, I think we should either do this one, which improves our galley combat ability, or this one, which gives us a bigger chance of capturing enemy ships. I really want to do that one. We're going to do that. So now our ships are going to be more apt to capturing the enemies. All right, we're pretty much back up to full. Pretty much. Close enough. All right, let's do this. These guys are taking out these ones. We do have an army of 10,000 soldiers right there, so we want to be careful. Not too worried, though. All right, this is Byzantium asking for peace. They're saying, we are going to offer you Constantinople. Awesome. And they're going to give us 10% of their income. And then they are going to pay $105 to us, and that's it. And then we're going to get an aggressive penalty. We're going to get 7 prestige. They're going to lose 7 prestige. It's nice, but it's not enough. We're going to decline. We want more. What we're trying to do is annex them if we can. So the reason we're annexing them is because if we don't annex them and we take Constantinople, which we really want, but if we don't annex them, then they are going to. We took that territory. We're going to go ahead and go after these sources here. They're gonna be pissed off, and they're gonna have at least 10 years to kind of build up a bigger alliance with Christian nations on the other side of Europe. And we do not want to deal with that crap because that is going to hurt us and make it much harder. The Ottomans, like their advantage, like in this time of era, is to really, like there's Europe on this side and there's Asia on this side. It kind of pushed into Asia because the Mamluks, I can't pronounce them right, they were already doing their empire thing, so countries were eager to get away from them, and so that's when Ottomans were able to kind of do their thing, but not always pushing into Europe, because if they kept doing that, Europeans would unite, which the good news for the Ottomans is that they're not united. France is dealing with their 100 Years' War with England, so they are out of the picture. Castile is dealing with their whole ex-conquista, where they're kicking out Muslims in Granada, and then trying to unite with Aragon and to become Spain. And so these are all superpowers right now at the time. If we look at the main powers, the Ming Dynasty over in Asia, East Asia, is the most powerful. But then we got Poland, France, England. But these are all kind of tied up in their own dramas. So as long as we don't draw their attention, then the Ottomans can sort of take over. But once they allow, like if they just kept pushing into Europe, they would easily draw the attention of everyone, and everyone would drop what they're doing and go after the evil Ottomans, which we don't want. So we play nice with the Europeans for the most part, try and avoid war unless there's no other option, and then making sure we have a pretty strong army. Oh boy, took back one of the provinces. Lovely. All right, I'm going to speed up the game because we're going to end. We're at 37 minutes. This is too much, and I really wanted to show you the end of the thing where we're taking provinces and ending the war. So let's speed it up even more. Let's do that. Byzantium is gonna keep trying to offer peace. They're gonna try and take back that province, but what we're gonna do is, it's gonna be painful. We're gonna do that, and we're gonna rush back there, take them out before they get a chance to. Hopefully kill that army off. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're gonna go there. All this empty. Sorry. So these 12 ships are in port. We're gonna pop them out of the port as soon as we take this province, and then our ships will be waiting, hopefully, to capture a couple more ships and give us a boost to our navy. There it is. Off they go. Big war. Pew pew. Did we take any ships? No. Dude. We should have taken some ships. Alright. That's fine. I'm not holding it against them. Whatever. We had a 49% chance, but the walls still are not breached. That is incredible. Oh, but we have ships that can breach the walls. We're gonna blast with ships. Now we have a 71% chance that we're gonna take this. Boom, we took it. All right, let's send these guys over here, because we really need to end this war quickly. The other thing we have to worry about when you're doing war is over here. Yes, we have war exhaustion. So every tick will get war exhaustion based off of different stuff. So we want to be sure to be careful with that. Let's do it. Yeah, so we want to be careful with that. I mean, this is a short war. We're dealing with three very small nations. So there's nothing really to be worried about. But we did capture one. Yeah, she's great. So yeah, we want to be careful with that, but with bigger with bigger nations. And like if we did a war against Hungary, that would be a big nation. There would be a lot of back and forth, and so we would want to be much more careful. Okay, so we've taken everything. We got 100%, and so we're going to pause real quick. We're going to first go and deal with, instead of dealing with Byzantium as a whole, because they're going to get annexed, so they're not going to have much sway. We're going to go with these guys, these allies over here. We're going to say, look, you lost. Now, we don't have an adjacent nation, which means we can't annex you, but we're offering you the chance to become our vassal, the very first Christian country to become a vassal of ours. They, of course, accept because they have nothing else to do. They are stuck. Bring these guys out of there. Before Serbia. Unbelievable. Is it too late? Did they? So sometimes they block us. They're like, no, we don't want you crossing our lands anymore. They did it. They did. Jerks. Unbelievable. All right. So we're going to go here to Byzantium, and we're going to annex them. So we're going to just say we want this land and 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 this land. We want full annexation. Boom. And we're taking all of it. They are done. They are gone. They no longer exist, and the Ottomans now have all the land. Then we're going to go ahead and start making that land our core, because right now they're not a core province. And we've got all these missions fulfilled, things that we get to do. We get to integrate the colony Galatia. I don't know what that means, but we'll do it because it looks cool. We'll make Constantinople our capital. Wow, I did not realize how easy it is to play this country. I've always played hard countries. Look at that. What is this bonus? Oh my gosh. Tolerance for the true faith. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, hey, if you ever decide you want to play this game, play as the Ottomans. They are super easy. And they're a great start to the game. So, that is it for me. Man, if you want to see more of this game, I'm willing to play my favorite game ever and show it to you. We also have Europa Universalis 5 that has come out. I'm not very experienced in that game yet, which is why I chose this one. But this one is a fantastic game. And if you are new, I would actually recommend you opening up the whatever box and putting in some cheats because it will kind of help you get a feel. That's how I played in the beginning, is I used cheats, and it gave me an idea of seeing stuff that I would want to see in the game in an ideal situation. So like one of the big weaknesses, I'm already going way too far. Okay, but one of the great weaknesses are these PowerPoints. Like in order to move your technology along, you need more of these PowerPoints. But in order to boost like if I want to boost Constantinople, we need to rename this. This needs to be Istanbul. Yeah, so like if I want to boost the power and the military and just bringing more people here, I can do this. But whenever I do this, it is costing me PowerPoints. And so now I've got a greater income here, and I've got a greater manpower base and stuff like that, but it costs me PowerPoints. So these are like great weaknesses. So like you type in PowerPoints here, and it gives you it just fills it up full. So now I can do some research, I can do all this sorts of stuff. So if you want to do that at the beginning, it really helps to give you an idealistic idea of how you want to play the game, because the other thing too is when I talk to you about culture, eventually when I'm converting, right now I can't because there's no culture options, but when I'm converting, that's going to cost me diplomacy. So do I really want to use PowerPoints in diplomacy when I could be researching or, something else? So those are all really, there's just a whole lot to this game. And super fun. I love playing this game. I love, Ottomans, I'm kind of interested now. I'm actually now interested in playing the India game, because I've never done that one. And for that matter, playing the China game. I've always, my favorite one to play is Friesland. To just change that whole, the whole gameplay and really just turn this into a big, huge Netherlands that eats away at France before they get a chance, becomes allies with England, stuff like that. It's super great. And then the second one is turning Ottomans, or releasing Bulgaria early and becoming a third Bulgarian empire. So, yeah, I don't know. And now that I live in the Middle East, maybe just like taking Oman and seeing what I can do with them. Just kind of playing around with that. So, anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this game. And if you would like to see more, well, just let me know. I'd be glad to play more. Anyway, have a great day. Talk to you later.